So today has been an off day from wrestling, but it's probably been the fucking peak of the trip. I could pack my bags now. The jacked stacked could get packed and head home because we've smashed a Japanese guy at Street Fighter. And honestly, how can the trip get any better than this? Just smashed this lad. One more? One more now? So good. Just smashed this lad at Street Fighter in Japan. I've had such a good time with Connor at Akihabara today and then at Shibuya. I've missed the train home in the arcade, pissing about. So now I'm walking home for an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to do some exploring at night in Tokyo, the mean streets of Tokyo. Life is fucking good. My name is Shreddy, a professional wrestler and the 2022 NABA Mr. Britain bodybuilding champion. Shreddy here, and we are in the heart of Tokyo. We are in Akihabara. We're going on the biggest nerd hunt that you're going to see today. We're looking for trading cards, we're looking for anime, we're looking for figures, and I'm looking, most importantly, for a game of Street Fighter 2 on the arcades. Let's take a look. So, being in Akihabara, the only word I can describe it as is surreal, and that's because it's my first time being in Japan, first time visiting Akihabara. But everything seemed so familiar, it felt like I've been here before because of all of the games I've played over the years, the films, the TV programmes, the anime, anything that I've consumed media-wise about Japan. Chances are, a lot of it has Akihabara in there. And because of this, everything seems so familiar despite it being so new and so foreign. Like I say, surreal is the only way I can describe it. Legitimately, the main thing that I wanted to accomplish today was to find a Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinet, because up until this point in Japan I'd struggled to find Street Fighter 2. I saw loads of Street Fighter 6 cabinets, like literally in every most arcades. Saw Tekken, saw Street Fighter 6, but I was really struggling to find the Street Fighter 2 arcade cabinets. So on this day I definitely wanted to find and play Street Fighter 2, but also I was hoping to I was hoping to smash a Japanese guy on Street Fighter 2, and that was accomplished. Just smashed this lad. One more? One more now? So good. Just smashed this lad at Street Fighter in Japan. I'm just here, Street Fighting it up. Fuck. Just lost again. So that footage was actually from another day, but it's the only footage I had, or could find at least, of me with Street Fighter 2 in Tokyo. Genuinely, one of the highlights for me of Japan was the arcades, and this is because as a kid, like really young kids, I loved going to the arcades. My brother, who was a lot older than me, when I was probably 4-year-old, maybe 5-year-old, he could drive, he had a car, so he would take me to the arcades where we live. I have so many good memories of playing arcade games, and I have a lot of nostalgia for arcades. Obviously in the UK now, arcades are dead pretty much. Again, Japan, very well known for its arcades, so it was one of the things I was most looking forward to. And while I was in Japan, not just on this day in Akihabara, but one of the things that I enjoyed doing the most was just a random Tuesday night, Thursday night, Wednesday night, whatever it would be. Just go and play in arcades at like 11, half 11 at night, and finding people playing these old retro games, like games that 30-year-olds still playing them in the arcades. It's absolutely mental, just completely different level of culture. They are living like kings over in Japan. And this was the first time that I've ever seen and played this game in person. It's Street Fighter 2, the movie, which is a game based on a movie based on a game. Plays like Street Fighter 2, looks like Mortal Kombat. was okay. So next up we are in Super Potato World, and this is the top floor, the arcade they've got. I had a couple of games there, and I came back here with Alice, and I was playing some Street Fighter Alpha multiplayer a little bit later on in the trip. This was busy. I was surprised at how busy this was in the arcades, and they had some cool stuff up there. We see Metal Gear, here we go. We see Solid Snake from Metal Gear, Snake Eater right there. But let's take a look now at the other floors of Super Potato World.
Yeah.
And then we saw a Magikarp in the wild, which I think is some kind of like waffle. I never tried one, but I was shocked when I first seen this. It looked pretty cool, but then I saw them all over. And then we came across an absolute treasure. This was recommended to me by Saxon Huxley. It is Pepper Lunch. Now this is what I'm going to call the Nando's of Japan on steroids. Look at that. Unlike Nando's, it doesn't sell chicken, it sells steak, but this is like a chain restaurant, and it's very cheap for what you get, super quick, the food is good, and they're all over. So this was one of my go-tos when I was out and about trying to find food. There we go.
They put a whole PS5 into a case.
It's Japan. Capsule Corp technology.
Crazy.
本日はラムタラメディアの落語にご来店いただき誠にありがとうございます。この後もごゆっくりと当店で
Some of the stuff. Sports section, because they've got like loads of baseball and wrestling games here, like retro ones.
I think some of them are in like console.
These are all. Have you ever played the Fire Pro wrestling games? Oh, Shemu.
Oh, there we go.
Shenmue was an instant buy, and probably one of my favourite days of my entire time in Japan was when I went to see where the real life Shenmue was set, and I've got a full video that I'll be editing and releasing for that, so subscribe if you want to see Shenmue in real life. But after that shop, which I can't remember what it was called, we went to another shop that was just floors and floors and floors of different figures and statues full of Dragon Ball stuff, and they had a load of cool Street Fighter stuff that I'd never seen before, but again I then saw that they were very common, and I've actually seen them in England and the UK since, but seeing them for the first time was pretty cool. There was so much Dragon Ball stuff, like figures and statues and some Pokemon ones, that I'd love to have brought loads of them back, but it just would have been impossible with storage and luggage and getting them back here, and I spent a fortune on just trying to get them back over, but there was loads of cool stuff there, so we'll take a look at what some of them were right now. So this was where things got very nostalgic for me, finding old retro Pokemon cards, and I think in some ways I've got even more nostalgia for Japanese cards, because whenever I see some of these older Japanese cards, it reminds me of when I would go to car boot sales or markets, or when someone, like one of my friends, would have been to one, because car boot sales and markets back then would have Japanese cards months and months and months before that we would get them over here in England, like if not maybe it's a year before, I don't know the exact dates, but I would remember seeing the Japanese cards online and in magazines as well. So I just have a lot of strong memories for some of these Japanese cards, and then when someone would have a Japanese card in person, it was crazy. I remember Dark Charizard being a massively popular one at the time, obviously the Japanese version, because the Dark Pokemon, it was like insane, and obviously Charizard is just a cool Pokemon anyway, and the specific art of that card was really cool. So getting to see a lot of these cards in Japan, like I've got a lot of these for my own personal collection anyway, so I wasn't really there looking to buy much, because a lot of my personal goals and for my personal collection, there's not a great deal left to buy, but I always enjoy looking at cards, especially seeing them out in the wild. So it was good to see so many cards on display. And this was in some little like indoor marketplace where they had loads of stuff: Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Dragon Ball, One Piece, loads of different card games. And I've got quite a bit of nostalgia as well for Yu-Gi-Oh, because I was big into Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a teenager. So again, it was good seeing some of these cards and seeing all the different art variants as well. So when I was a student, like 18-year-old, 19-year-old, I got back into collecting Pokemon cards. And at the time, one of my goals was to get all of the sets from childhood in English, and then to do the same for Japanese. So I think that's why I've got a lot of nostalgia as well. And a lot of these booster packs you see in here, I remember opening a box of 60 booster packs of the Neo Genesis. This, what you're seeing on screen now, I own one of the E-Series stuff there. I kind of phased out as E-Series was coming in, so that's not really a big kind of hit list, a big item on my hit list, but these Charizards, obviously, got a lot of these. I used to buy and sell, I used to flip when I was a student, but I grew a big part of my collection when I was at university. So looking at a lot of these cards now brings back nostalgia, not just from when I was a kid, but also when I was a teenager and collecting around that time as well. Just starting YouTube and doing like Pokemon videos back then, and a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh as well. And that wraps up this vlog. In a future episode, we will be looking at the Pokemon Center as well as the Nintendo and the Capcom stores. So subscribe if you haven't done so, and you'll see those videos when it drops. If you've got any questions about wrestling, about my time in Japan, please do let me know down in the comments below. And until next time, keep clanging and banging.